Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Sympathy Kiss, continuing Yofi's route. And I wanted to say, I noticed after I saved that picture that you can see of him in the left there, that's what I've seen before. After I saved at the end of the last part, I was like, wait, that's what I've seen. I don't think in those colors, but I have seen that. A picture, an image where he looks basically like that, I think. So, possibly seen that one color-wise and just, whatever. So I think that's what I've seen, because that looks familiar. I was like, all right, I think it's that. Again, and possibly like the real color and not the green toned, but anyway. Sometime after my chance encounter with Yofi, I regularly communicated with Yofi via email about various programming issues. He used to be overly polite in his emails, but he became more direct after our meeting. You can't go to external links? I'm not seeing that on my end. Are you sure you're using the latest version? That is literally how I fucking ask questions. Like, what version are you using? Yeah, you're fucking wrong. That's literally the first question. Is like, what version are you on? Yeah, no, you like 6 behind. I replied that I was indeed using the latest version, and it still wasn't working. I received an email back from him. This is going nowhere. Let's call. I'll send you my ring ID. Call me once you get it. It was the first time Yofi suggested we have a call. It felt pretty momentous. The thing is like, he's like gonna give you his ring information, which is like you calling him on your cell phone, but like, I mean, they have to do it for game purposes so that you can text him and message him and whatever. But you would have a work phone. He'd be like, here's my number, and you would call him on your work phone. Like, you know what I mean? Or, like, to be fair, if you were pinging back and forth with a messaging app, you would call them through that and not have their personal information. Because, so help you God, don't you ever motherfucking call me on my personal fucking cell phone for work. Don't do it. Unless you're my boss for some fucking reason. And even then, you can talk to me during working hours. You know what I mean? Like, the only reason you use your cell phone is, like, if you have to call in because, like, oh my God, my headset's not working, or you're in the car because you're driving someplace and you got to be on a call, and then you'll call in and listen or whatever. Like, sure. And, like, people at work have my work number in case something happened, but, like, dude, just fucking call me. Like, dude, just call me on off hours with work shit. Don't call my cell phone. Just don't call my cell phone, to be fair. Like, because if I don't have your number programmed, I ain't answering it. I'm just saying. But anyway, we have to, for the purposes of this, because then how are we going to message him outside of work and then have a romance with him if we never talk to him? So, I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, don't you dare. Anyway, I immediately registered the ID he sent me. Well, that's true, and this, like, I don't know how Ring works, but what they would say, like, an ID, so it must, like, I've got your ID, I don't actually have your phone number, but like, is that any different, technically? Because you could still give his ID out to people. But, like, maybe you have to, like, I'm going to send you a thing, and then you have to approve it, almost like a friend request on, like, a social media app or something. Like, Facebook and stuff. You know what I mean? It's been a long time since I used Facebook. But you know what I mean? Like, most of them, you could be, like, only allowed, like, you know? I don't know how it works. So, anyway. There's us and our little stickers, our bunny glancing at him. Just in case, I sent a sticker first to confirm I entered the right ID. And then he sends us a little seal and a flower. Look, he's sending back stickers. And, of course, his fucking photo is a keyboard. I'm pretty sure it's a keyboard. It looks like a keyboard versus a actual, like, thing. Like an actual motherboard. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, the things inside, the computer components. Brain doesn't work. I'll call now. He replied instantly, and then... Yeah, it is. It's an RGB. Hey, that looks just like my keyboard on my computer. My phone started to vibrate. Hey. As soon as I had answered, Yofi's voice hummed through the receiver. I quickly explained the issue to him. It sounds like a browser problem. Share your screen and show me. Ah, got it. So you open it and then you get the bug. Yofi seemed to understand the problem with a single look. Got it. Let me fix it and get back to you. Yeah, pleasure working with you and all that. Later. Actually, wait a sec. I thanked Yofi and was about to hang up when he suddenly stopped me. Listen, with issues like this, it's kind of a pain to type things out. So, if you want to talk on the phone when issues like this arise, it's cool with me. Oh, you got a little crush there, boy? I think he's got a crush, because he's like, I mean, if you want to call me when we have issues, that's fine. This is not like, listen, I suppose I can let you call me. I mean, I get, though, with him, it's probably, too, like, he doesn't like people, doesn't want to be around people, but now we've kind of forced ourselves on him. That sounds awful. But you know what I mean? We were like, oh my god! And he was like, oh, dear god, it's you. And we've kind of, like, kept poking at him, like, hey, we should get him a call. Hey, maybe a call? We should do a call. So he relented. And then we ran into him in person, and now it's probably like, all right, fine, I guess I'm comfortable enough with you that I'll allow it. You know what I mean? Whereas anybody else, he would never, ever. But, like, you are just an adorable little shut-in who was like, no, please don't talk to me. I actually like you. It's okay. You're fine. Introverts need to be adopted by extroverts. And then the extroverts are like, we will do, and then you are like, it is okay. You are a good people. You may call me, I suppose. But anybody else, don't do it. Don't you fucking dare. Like, you know what I mean? Anyway. It seemed it was going to be typical of Yofi to talk down to me like that, but even if only a little, I felt he had opened up to me, and I smiled to myself. No, he definitely did. Don't you ever put me on speaker while you're in the office. You got it? This whole mess is because I was dumb enough to let you hear me in the first place. I promised to be careful, and we both hung up the phone. I mean... I do like how he covers it. He's like, I mean, I guess if we talk, that's fine. He's like, but I'm only gotten into this because I was stupid enough to talk to you, and then you could tell the sass in my voice so you knew who I was. Which is kind of funny, but it's still like, I guess maybe you're right. But not that all right. He's still got it. Like, it's still funny. Since then, we occasionally had calls and remote meetings together. Our discussions were mostly work-related, but we sometimes made small talk on the side. Bit by bit, I got a feeling for Yofi's personality. Before I knew it, I found myself looking forward to our little talks. New spin-off. Yes. Switching to being Yofi. Alright, so his room is interesting if you live in a rich people house. Because it is very, like, for the mansion house, is small. You know what I mean? You got your loft bed area, like... You know what I'm just saying? You have an awful lot of sneaker. This boy does not have a closet, but he has a sneaker stack. Like, he's got those, like, plastic container that you put your nice sneakers in. Like, he has got a sneaker collection. You know, I approve of a man with a shoe collection, because I am a shoe whore as well. So, he's got one outfit, but he's got, like, a fuck ton of shoes. You got, like, 12 pairs of shoes. And literally, I guess, one outfit, because there's no closet, no nothing, like, in here. I just like the fact that they made a point to have a sneaker shelf. Like, that's hilarious. I stared at the screen of my new ring contact, Spacey Hamasawa. I don't think I have any contacts outside of family. You don't have any contacts outside of family. But you know Yoshioka and you called him Roku. I'm just saying. Listen, they have not confirmed or denied this, but don't try to deny it because that's bullshit now. Even though it was for work, I would normally never consider exchanging private contact information with anyone. Now that she knows who I am, I've let my guard down. I used the voice modulator when we spoke the first time. How did she figure out who I was? Intuition? What a weirdo. I reached for my cheek. It was the spot Amasawa had touched the other day. Well, she's not all bad. A lot happened that day. When was the last time I had a meal with someone? Or ate a green pepper? Or touched a real dog? This is not just because he's like a shut-in little introvert. It's also because he was always, he even said himself he was always sick. So, okay. But, you know what I mean? Like, you were always sick, so you didn't get out much. So, and then your parents were afraid you had asthma, so they wouldn't let you go near dogs. So it's just weird to be like, I had a meal with someone or pet a dog. I mean, I don't really know the last time I touched a dog but probably the dog that attacked me, was just very happy. Jumped on me and, wanted pets and stuff. That was a neighbor walking their dog. You know what I mean? Just a very happy little floofy thing. You know what I mean? I say attacked. He was just like, oh my God. It was just very excitable. So I was like, I will pet dog, even though I'm not a dog person. And then he ripped my headset, my earbuds out of my ear and smushed one of them. They're like $5 earbuds. I was like, damn it though, puppers, what the fuck? I am mad about it. It was fun. You know, and again, they're fucking cheap. I don't get expensive earbuds or anything. I get the cheap ass wired ones because pry them from my cold dead hands. They're gonna fall out of my fucking ears. I'm not gonna get expensive fucking ones that are gonna come flying out of my ears and then I lost one. You know what I mean? So I don't really know the last time I pet a dog, but it's just funny because it's like, I'm also a very introverted introvert who doesn't like leaving my house. So fair. I know, actually, and I had green peppers last night in my dinner. So technically, there you go. Actually, speaking of dogs, that was probably the first one I'd ever touched. Aww. I feel like my life started to I feel like my life started to take a weird turn because of her. But it's not like I'll see her again. The meeting we had the other day was a crazy mistake. There's no reason for me to see her face to face again. This is him being like, but maybe I want to. But when I think about it like that, I can't help but feel a little sad. Ugh, that's not true. What am I thinking? I shook my head hard as if the thoughts would come out like water from my ears. She's just someone I work with. Nothing more, nothing less. We exchanged contact info to make our jobs easier. I'm not the one that asked to do it. You did, though, so... I've been so withdrawn. Normally all I do is work. It must be why I'm suddenly having all these weird thoughts. Just because she knew who I was didn't mean I'd treat her differently, but you kind of have already. I keep her at a distance, like I did with everyone else. Yeah, that's right. Like I always do. Except for Yoshioka, who you call Roku, and said something about pick him up food or something. So, I'm just saying! Everything that comes out of Yofi's thoughts, because it's not really coming out of his mouth, is just adding in the stack of you have a personal relationship. And I'm going to guess that he's your brother. Especially, again, the whole, I was always sick as a kid. Fucking flags right there. Not red flags, because that would be like, whoa, red flag. No, it's not. You know what I mean? Oh, look, now he's got a different thing. A different transition screen, because now we know what he looks like. As time went by, I settled into working closely with Yofi. Then one day, we were having a ring call when Yofi expressed his displeasure to me. Hey, are these modifications really needed? I think they'll just make it harder to see what's going on. He was referring to our new search function that would display related articles below the one you searched for. Yofi thought the entire search function should be simplified. You can't just keep tacking on features to the app for the sake of it. I mean, you get why people think Astarcy is tacky and outdated now, right? You gotta think from a user perspective. Otherwise, there's no point in these changes. You know? props to him for that. I gotta sneeze. Because that is exactly what you have to do. It's all about the user interface. Good for him. Think about it. Aren't you the one in charge of the screen layout and UI design? Didn't you think all this looked hard to see when you made it? I huffed defiantly. Truth be told, I only threw that function into our design template because it had been requested by someone else. Yovi's loud sigh made me feel even more sore about the whole thing. I mean, you'd be like, I get your point. Somebody asked me to put it in there, which is why I did. And then, like, you know. But now he's like, maybe stand up for yourself when you're like, no, this is stupid. Because here's the thing. You can sit there and go, this doesn't really look good. Exactly what he said. That's the best way in any frickin' anything. I don't think this is really good for a user from a user perspective. They'll listen to whatever the fuck you say. Because that's really what matters is the end user, no matter what you're doing. Like, it's the the customer. That's doesn't matter. Like, if you throw it, you could sit there and be like, no, I think we should charge customers every single time they call it. The customers will love it. Every time they call the help desk, we should charge them for it. It'll be great. They'll love it. And stupid people would be like, yeah, sounds good, because you said it was for the customer. Also, greedy bastards would do that, because they're greedy bastards. But, you know. Slight exaggeration. Not on the greedy bastards. I meant on the customer thing. But, like, you know. But, like, that's kind of the surefire way if somebody is like, oh, we should do this, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, is this really the best design? They're going to get well, yes, it is. And you're like, okay, but how would it look for a user when they're going through and doing this? Like, it's harder when you're the one designing it because you design it and you're like, yeah. Looks good because you know what the expectation is and you know what you're doing, but then somebody else goes to use it who doesn't have the ins, i.e. you, the designer, putting it together, and they're like, the fuck is all this where's the how do I get out of this? You know what I mean? So it's like, it's easier for you to oversee, like, or to skip over things like that, but the whole, it's for the like, we did it. Oh, okay. Saltame wanted it, so I did it without standing up and being like, are you sure? Because this looks a little confusing, don't you think? Is there a way we can make this better? Because you're worried that you're going to offend him. But, like, she hasn't hiked her tits up yet. She does this in all the routes. She starts off a little bit of a doormat, and then she finally, like, gets into being like, oh, I feel like I can open up and expand my knowledge and like speak to people and speak my mind and contribute and offer something of use as opposed to just, yes, nod my head, do whatever you say. So, fair enough. But anyway. And what are you going to do to fix this? Keeping quiet's not going to solve anything. I thought hard about how to respond to him. I didn't think about it. Just include it, okay? I think it's convenient. I don't really understand. Say I didn't think about it. Like, just include it, okay? Because we're not that kind of an asshole. That's a dick move. I think it's convenient. But, again, he's like, users are going to have a hard time with this. So even if it seems convenient, that would be, again, dismissing what he's saying. Not as douchily as, just include it, okay? And then, I don't really understand. You should understand. So, like, I didn't think about it. I was just doing what somebody asked me to do. I put it together, and I didn't really stop and analyze. I was more focused on meeting their request versus thinking about anything else. You know what I mean? This, I feel like, is the only right answer. No, I don't really understand. She's really going to be a moron. Okay. Yeah, no, I want to throw this game right now. Not really, just mildly, because this is a stupid answer. I don't really understand. Yeah, you fucking do. You work in the design department. You should fucking understand design. You should understand the words that are coming out of his mouth. I suppose this is way less stupid of an answer than just include it. That's a cunty answer. And we're not doing that. And I think it's convenient. No, that's stupid. Because that just shows, again, there's no, like, I didn't think about it. Hey, it's okay. And sometimes you're like, fuck, I forgot about that. I didn't think about that. You got a lot of other shit on your plate. That happens all the damn time. Okay? You're a human being. I didn't think about it, or it didn't cross my mind, or like, shit, I let that slip. Totally understandable. I don't understand. Yes, you fucking do. You're not that dumb. I don't like that. I like it a little bit better than the two in the middle, but still, I don't really. This is the love answer? Really? Us acting like a fucking idiot? Weaponizing our incompetence right now? I don't understand. Explain it to me. We're playing that card? Really? Okay, sure. All right. Okay. All right. I mean, he's a tech bro, so like he wants to explain it. Okay. All right. Okay. Sure. I hate it, but okay. Huh? Did you really just say that? I was a designer. I still didn't understand all the programming issues. Oh, okay, that's different. Like, I don't understand the programming issues that you're having with this. But you should understand what he's saying. So, like, I still don't like this answer. I kind of get what they're going for, but it's still kind of stupid. I replied meekly, but Yofi cut me off. Stop making excuses. Just because you lack the expertise doesn't mean you shouldn't try. This team was built so you could all give each other feedback, right? That means you have to get an understanding of things outside your skill set. All I could do was apologize after he pointed out the obvious to me. Look, I'm not really supposed to give input on specifications. But this thing is a mess. It needs a serious overhaul. I couldn't argue with the expert. Even though he couldn't see me, I nodded and apologized. I told him I'd have his request reviewed and ended the call quickly. Resolving not to be discouraged, I stood up and shook off Yofi's criticism. Yeah, because he's not criticizing the design. Well, he's criticizing the design, but also you, directly. Then I went over to the person who had made the feature request. You know it's Saltame. Wow, they brought Asaka back. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. See, like, I'm just... Elf Prince. Look at this man. I mean, I know he was a dick in Saotame's realm, but let's just take that, just put it in a little box and shove it in a corner for a second, okay? You got your green hair. You look like a little elf prince prancing around the forest. Pretty sure you're wearing a wedding ring, but let's just, again, pretend that's not there. It's just fashion. It's fashion, sweetie, okay? Like, it's fashion, Brenda. Listen. What you... Just on Sprite alone, let's say we know nothing about you. Okay? Sprite alone. Love interest potential. And you gave us Higa as a love interest who literally looks like the rumpled little background character. Like the butt of all the jokes. Like the guy you're like, oh, that guy, he just can't keep... Because I don't know what it is. Like, I like a man in a suit, but why does he just look rumpled? Why does he look like he slept at the fucking office? Why does the man look like he sleeps in his car? To be fair, that would make him more interesting than anything they've given us. Looks alone, Asaka has it all. Like, not the hottest character in the game, but he is beautiful. He's something to look at. And you decided that instead of like, this was going to be our background side piece instead of Higa. Higa's a love interest instead of this man? Like, I don't even care about the character. I'm just saying the art on its own, you should have flipped them. Higa should have just been the guy, I mean, although Asaka does have the look of somebody who might be a bit of a douchebag. Don't get me wrong. There's something in his eyes. And Higa does look like a doormat. So fair enough. I can't see Higa being the one that was going to be a douche to Saotome. But at the same time, I don't think I would have thought about that about Asaka either until after we did the route. But I'm just saying, this man is so much better looking. We haven't even gotten to Higa's round. I'm just disappointed. I'm just disappointed in him already. Listen, If you gave me what was supposed to be the perfect prince and I found him so fucking boring that I literally am like, what happened in Israel? Oh, right, there was that dumb bitch. And Saltame told her off. And that's the thing that I remember is the Labradoodle more. Okay, we just finished that route. It's only been a few days for me since I finished it, okay? But like, he's so forgettable, but then you're gonna give us even more forgettable? The only reason Higa is memorable is because he's so forgettable. that is, I don't know what that is, but it's something. And it's the wrong kind of something. Anyway. Hey, Amasawa, what's up? I don't remember the voice Asaka had, but it doesn't matter because they made this beautiful bastard a side character. Asaka was a member of the Content 2 team. The Astarcy planning department for the app's relaunch had just 5 members, including me. Since that wasn't nearly enough people, we had been enlisting employees from other departments to help with minor tasks. Wait, are you saying that Asaka was the one that designed this? You know, I don't hate that because instead of being like, oh, so, Saotome, your design was shit, and Yofi hates you, we get to say it to Asaka. And listen, I love this man, he is beautiful. But his attitude problem in Saotome's route means that sometimes giving him a little bit of attitude back is going to be kind of fun, don't get me wrong. I still want to give him a little bit of attitude and then maybe pin him down on a desk and give him a little bit of something else. I don't know. But, you know, whatever. Unless my boss is around, that's my number one priority, is to bang my boss. Which I've done already, but I still want to do it. Anyway. Was there a mistake in my specs? Feeling apologetic, I explained the points raised by Yofi during our call. Like, look, he's so adorable. Stop it. I see. That programmer may be onto something. Hey, so you're taking it well! The trouble is, I'm not sure when I'll have time to fix this one. Asaka puzzled over the spec sheet before suddenly snapping his head up to look at me. Oh, I know. How about you try modifying the function? It could be a learning experience for you, Amasawa. I love how you're pushing your work off on me, but you know what? I'll do it. Of course, I'll be here for anything you need help with. The suggestion was so unexpected, I wasn't sure where to even begin refuting the idea. But we could get Yofi to help us, and that's how we get in good with our boyfriend. Got it, okay. I doubted I could accomplish something like this. I'd only ever done design work. I was about to reply when Director Kobase happened to walk past us. Hey, Hotness. What's going on? I still just don't understand why Asaka was not the design choice for Higa and vice versa. I'm just saying. When Asaka explained the situation, Kobase smiled in response. I mean, I get it, because Higa looks like... Just when you look at him, if you just looked at the two of them side by side, you'd be like, Asaka looks like an asshole, and Higa looks like a nice guy. And that's what we want. Sure. But Asaka is just so much prettier. I don't care if he's an asshole. Let's be real. All of our boyfriends have a little bit of asshole in them. Alright? When Asaka explained the situation, Kabase smiled in response. It's a terrific opportunity. Give it a shot. Hey, if Boss Babe says it, I'll do it. I'll do whatever he says. If there's something you can't figure out, just ask. I think it'll help you with your design work, too. It was clear there was no way to weasel out of this now. I told them I'd do my best and pouted all the way back to my desk. That's literally me when people tell me to do anything at work. So I'm gonna need you to do this. Fine, I guess. Feeling the pressure of the situation, I began to study the specification document. Later that evening, I was having trouble amending the spec sheet and ended up working overtime. Maybe because it was Friday, there was no one left in the office. The entire floor was silent. I love you, but I will pet you and I will hold your beak. Do not bite my headset. Don't bite the headset. Don't do it. I don't trust you. I don't even care if you're just rubbing your beakies on it. You bited up my headset for work, and it's like literally chewed to shreds. I mean, it's old as shit, but still, it's got chew mark and all the little ear pad stuff is falling off. We had to get a new one because you keep chewing on it and biting it. But it's just the work headset, so what do I care? But don't you buy my expensive headsets for recordings. That's not nice. He's like, then pet me. Don't you shriek at me. You're just being mean today. It was very nasty. You want me to pet you, and then you bite me. I don't know what your problem is. You have a lot of pin feathers. I say this all the time. People think you have nothing but pin feathers ever. But you always have a ton of them, especially on your neck, because you won't let me get them out. Since I had been entrusted with this new responsibility, I wanted to make sure I did it right. It would have been impossible to fake my way through something like this anyway. Having focused for so long on the revisions, I needed to take a breather and gather my thoughts. Ow! Not petting you anymore, you're mean. I decided to stop by a nearby convenience store to grab a drink and left my desk with my phone in hand. Squeesh. On the way back to the office, I was walking without paying attention, still thinking about the spec sheet, when... Yofi. Whoa, you scared me. My whole body slammed into someone else. I looked up to face the familiar voice, and there stood Yofi. I hadn't seen him in person since we had lunch together. You should watch where you're going. Actually, the better question is, were you still at work? When I told him I had been working overtime to address his concerns with the feature we discussed, he looked surprised. Huh? You were the one making the changes to the specs? I guess that means you're working overtime because of me. Yeah, you bastard! Slap! Just kidding. An awkward tension started to rise as Yofi furrowed his eyebrows, so I hurried to change the subject. I'd be like, yeah, well, it was this other guy that was doing the work, but he doesn't have time to fix it, so they told me I can do it, so now I gotta learn how to do this. Me? I'm just taking a walk. I live around here. I don't get out of my room much due to work. If I don't go for walks, I'll die early. There you go, guys. Health advice with Yofi. If you don't go for walks, you'll die early. I giggled at the idea of someone so young worrying about an early death. Yofi spun on his heels to leave. Later. You've got a last train to catch, right? Go home. He gave me one last order before walking away. I made my way back to the office and was about to go inside when I realized I couldn't find my key card to open the front doors. I was in such a daze when I left, I had forgotten it at my desk. All I had on me were my phone, my debit card, and the drink I just bought at the convenience store. The key to my house were in the bag I left at my desk, too. Stop trying to buy my headset. Nobody wants to hear you. This is not the game with the bird lines, and even still, nobody wants you biting the headset. Nobody likes that noise. You chirp nice. I cut my hands against the door in search of signs of life, but there was no one left at this late hour. Since I only had a few dollars left in my card, I couldn't go to an internet cafe for the night. My heart sank when I realized I was trapped outside with no place to go. I remember the days where you'd be like, how much money do I have? And you'd have to check your bank balance, and you're like, and you'd be really concerned. From those days, I am still that person that checks my bank balance like every other fucking day. Always like, let me check! Nothing went through because I didn't buy anything, so there's no reason for anything to go through. What about now? Like, I anally check my bank accounts. I have 2. I anally check them. Like, just to make sure. Because I remember those days where you'd be like, using a card and you're like, hope I have enough money for groceries. It never goes away, man. Doesn't matter how old you get or how many decades it's been. You never forget. But she only has a few dollars. Girl, what are you doing with your money? Jesus Christ. But that's gotta suck that you're working this job and, like, obviously your rent and all that other stuff, and you're like, I am down to my last few dollars. Holy shit. When I opened the Ring app to contact a friend of mine, my phone flashed its low battery icon at the corner of the screen. At this rate, I'd have to sleep on the park bench in front of my office. You could sleep outside your apartment door. I'm just taking a walk. I live around here. We're gonna contact Yofi. I left my keys and can I come to your house? Please tell me we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do that. It's gonna be funny. My mind jumped to what Yofi had said earlier. Maybe if I told him what happened, he could give me some money for a hotel. Could you imagine asking a random stranger to borrow money for a hotel? I hesitated to bother him, considering he was a colleague. But the battery on my phone was quickly draining with each second I dawdled. With no other options, I tapped the call button on my phone. Hey, so this is gonna sound crazy. Can I borrow a few bucks for a hotel? Because I left my key card and my keys in the office and no one's here. Just as I returned from my walk, my phone began to ring. I wondered who would call me at this hour and lazily unlocked the screen. True, he might actually live in an apartment. He might not live at home. Although I'm not sure why his parents would let him, out on his own after he's been so sick. You know what I mean? The caller ID said Amasawa. What's going on? Nobody ever contacts me outside of work hours. Tilting my head in confusion, I tapped the answer button. We're going to spend the night at his house. What? Amasawa's voice sounded panicked as it came through the speaker. Huh? What do you mean, help me? Estario, you want me to go there right now? Hey, wait. I tried to ask her for more details, but before I could get any more info out of her, the call was dropped. No matter how many times I called back, I couldn't get through. I don't get it. See, this is why you don't get involved with people. The second you meet someone, they start asking you for money for a hotel. To be fair to him, I mean, it does seem pretty sus. I don't know if I should go, but she doesn't seem like the type to pull a prank like that. Suddenly, I remembered what I saw on the police bulletin board during my walk. There was a notice about a suspicious man who attacked a woman and was on the run. Police were looking for witnesses. Oh my god. Could it be a young woman like her on her own, late at night, asking for help? Anxiety coursed through my veins. Oh, he's going to be our protector. How adorable. Something overtook me, and the next thing I knew, I was rushing out of the house. You know, I'm proud of our little introvert here. That he's like, wow, she could be wait, I gotta go. Even if I hate people, and I don't want to be out of the house, and I'm an introvert, and what the fuck, why did she call me? Still gotta go make sure she's safe. You know what? Good on him for that. Good on that little introvert. I can't say I would do that if someone called me. I'd be like, call the police, motherfucker. I don't live in a city where if somebody called me, I'd be like, where? I don't know what fucking street that is. I know 2 of them around me. I just know how to get places. I don't know what streets are. Seriously, I'd be like, isn't it this road? I don't fucking know what road it is. I know how to get to my grocery store. I had to look up if I wanted to do a digital or have them pack the order and then I just go pick it up, do their fast lane thing. That I was like, which grocery store is it? I had to find it on a map and Google. I'm like, okay, that's the name of the I don't know the name of the plaza it's in. I know how to get there. I don't know what the fucking name of the road or the plaza is. And other times when you're driving, you're like, oh, that's the name of this road. I know some of the roads around here, but I'm like, but I don't remember which one's which. I'm like, there's this road, but is that the road that goes perpendicular to the grocery store? Is that the one the grocery store's off of? I don't remember. And my mom would tell me how to get to places when we lived up north. And she'd be like, you got on this road and blah, 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 and this. And I'm looking at her and she's like, how the fuck do you man? And I'm like, I know how to get places. I'm like, is that the road where there's the big road? I learned how to drive in New England. There were no fucking road signs. It was like, the Johnson's Big Red Barn? Johnsons haven't lived there for about 45 years, but the big road. Yeah, there. You're going to take a left there, and then you're going to go down to where the twin trees are, and then you can take a left. And it was all landmarks. There were no fucking road signs. Okay? Literally no fucking road signs. You just knew how to get places. My mom knew the names of the roads because that woman would whip out a fucking map and map everything and knew how to get everyone, would find other ways to get places and be like, oh, you take these back roads. And then it's but she's like, okay, so you take this back road and you go down this road and this road and that road. And you're like, is that the one where there's the field and then there's the hay bales in the field? It's half the roads. I mean, and that's how I get places. People are like, oh, do you take whatever road? What road? I'm lucky I know what the highway is that goes behind my house. I'm lucky I know what that is. But there's also like a cut around and there's another thing. There's like a toll road. Oh, is that the toll road? I don't know what the fucking number of that road is. I have no fucking idea. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm still like, if I go to my sister's house, I still put my, don't drive. I can't drive that distance anymore. But like, it's one of those, like, I would put the GPS on because I also don't pay attention. Like, that sounds bad. I'm just in the zone and I just put myself on autopilot. I get places. And then I'll be like, oh shit, it's been 30 minutes. I already got here. Like, I just like, I am not like, okay, we are driving. We are going to take the next left at the light. I just get to the light and take the left. You know what I mean? Like, I go on autopilot, which sounds scary because it sounds like I'm not paying attention when I'm driving, but it's like I'm not stressed out and freaking out about every little thing. I'm just like in the zone. Like I am driving. We are getting places. And then like, and I don't know how I get there. I just do. I'm pretty sure my car is the one driving and I'm just taking a nap. I don't know. But anyway, I clutched my dead phone as if it might turn back on if I just wished hard enough. I tried to explain everything as quickly as possible, but the call disconnected so fast that I barely got a word out. I sighed at my certain doom. He definitely wouldn't come after a call like that. Yeah, he will. Are you okay? Yofi came rushing toward me. He was out of breath and grabbed both of my shoulders tightly when he reached me. It's kind of adorable that he's this worried. Are you all right? Did anything happen? Oh, that's good. Exhaling lightly, Yofi took his hands away from my shoulders. So what? Why did you call me? What? You forgot your key card? Man, seriously? I thought you ran into an attacker or something like that. No, but I appreciate how fast you came. I was sorry to have disturbed him so much, though I wasn't sure how he thought up an attacker. Yofi turned his head to face the direction he'd just come from. I heard a woman was attacked in this area. When I was out for my walk, I saw that the police were looking for the guy who did it. I figured that's why you called me. If I'd just seen a story like that and someone called me just saying help, I'd probably have thought the worst too. Whatever, you don't need to apologize. Since he told me not to apologize, I thanked him instead. I couldn't say it out loud, but I was secretly very happy that Yofi had rushed to save me. I mean, I think it's adorable. Come on, let's go. Where? What do you mean, where? We got no place to stay. Didn't you call so you could stay with me? And he's just like, you're coming to my house, right? No, I was gonna ask to borrow money for a hotel, and he's like, fuck that shit. You're gonna sleep on my couch. My eyes nearly bugged out of my head in total shock. It absolutely was not my intention to spend the night at his place. He's like, yeah, I mean, fine, whatever. She's like, so, you called for a quickie, right? And you're like, excuse me? Why didn't you say so earlier? I mean, don't get the wrong idea. I don't have any ulterior motives, all right? Yeah, sure. You were like, oh, this girl just called me for a booty call, I guess. Whatevs. Yofi turned away as he spoke, his pink cheeks peeking out from beneath the mask. Actually, they really were pink. You can't tell now, but you can tell now only because the prior one I was like, are they really pink? The mask hides the, like, radiant blush. But then when they got to this spread, he went pale as fuck, so it's like, oh, okay, yeah, they were. Anyway, are you really turning down my attempt at hospitality? Besides, internet cafes and places like that are breeding grounds for crime. There's a criminal on the loose around here, so just shut up and come to my place. In some kind of strange retaliation, Yofi forcefully grabbed my hand and pulled me along as he walked. I'm sorry. You have so many pin feathers and you were letting me pet your neck. You were letting me scratch your neck and I was trying to get one and now you don't trust me anymore. He's like, don't you put that fucking hand near me. I was like kind of gently rubbing his neck and I was like, oh, okay, I think I can get some pin feathers. And then like the second I almost got one, he was like, ah, now he won't, no, he doesn't trust me. Like, I'm sorry, booger. Got bird feathers all over me. You got so much, you got so many. I was trying to help you. Besides, It's my fault you were working late in the first place. He likely hadn't intended for me to hear his mutterings, but they revealed the true kindness of his heart. I felt slightly nervous, feeling the warmth of his hand holding mine as we walked together through the night. We're holding hands already. After about a 10-minute walk from the Astario office, we reached Yofi's apartment. Okay, so he does live alone, so he was like, I'm moving out. But, okay, he was able to hack the Yoshioka residence, and you're trying to tell me that, like, I'm sorry. I'm still not buying it. Okay, well, they haven't, like, tried to deny it, but I'm still not buying that they're not related. I couldn't help but notice his extremely powerful PC, fit for a programmer like him. Stop staring. There's nothing interesting here to look at. Well, you just took your hood off. Anyway, make yourself at home. Yofi tossed a large cushion at me. He was only 19, but I wondered if he lived alone. Duh. I wouldn't have brought you back here otherwise. You're like, yeah, because my girlfriend would have loved that. I'm just kidding. You're like, you're what now? I'm just kidding. He's like, no, my wife's on a conference in Vancouver. You're like, excuse me? Yofi ignored me and walked to his kitchen, leaving me to sit down on my own. Do we get to see his kitchen? No, we're only going to see the living bedroom loft thing. Soon he returned with some cola and potato chips. Help yourself. It's just like, it's so different without the hood on. Oh, looks like you've already got a drink. Anyway, let me know if you want one. They really did, like, his giant eyes are so awkward. Especially when he looks like he's like, oh god, this is that face you make when your eyes are all wide open and you're like, this is so awkward and I don't know what to do, and like, awkward deer in headlights face. Yeah. Yofi sat down next to me and used disposable chopsticks to eat his chips. That's adorable. As I watched him snack, I noticed a massive cardboard box in the corner of the room. Huh? Yeah, I buy cola and cider by the case. I can't fault him for that. I mean, technically, you buy cases of soda, too. I mean, not like huge Costco-sized cases, unless you have Costco membership, then I would. But, like, you get, like, the 12 packs. You know what I mean? You get the cases of soda. But I also order that, too, when I get my, like, Olipop stuff. My little fiber sodas that I keep. Like, I'll get the big can. I don't buy, like, 1 or 2 cans at a time. Get the whole fucking case. I do the same thing with my protein chips. I buy the whole fucking giant big-ass box. Like, it's just easier. I like potato chips. I buy those by the case, too. They're all kinds of flavors, but salt ones are best. So plain as fuck. Like, basic. This conversation reminded me that I saw stuffed green pepper-flavored chips at the convenience store earlier. I thought I'd tell Yofi about them. That's fucking hilarious. You know, I saw green pepper-flavored chips at the grocery store. He's gonna get so offended, but it'd be so funny. We should have bought him some. Ugh, our arch nemesis. I feel like those are gonna come up later and be like, it's a dare. And be like, guess what I bought? Who you think can finish these? All right, let's do this. You know what I mean? It's like when people like do like the, okay, I'm gonna eat the spicy ramen challenge. It's gonna be like, all right, we're gonna challenge ourselves to see if we can eat these chips. Yofi's face contorted with disgust, and I nodded along with him. Who in the world would make something like that? I mean, you have to think about that when you think about a lot of different chips out there. Who the fuck? I bet they'll all be on sale within a month. I mean, stuffed peppers? I mean, it'd kind of be like a stuffed jalapeno, like a jalapeno popper chip or something. Chip technology has come a long way, okay? I still cannot fathom the shit we can do with chip technology, and yet we can't figure out certain other shit, okay? Like, you can't cure cancer, but you can make a goddamn potato chip actually taste like a motherfucking cheeseburger? Like, I take a bite out of that, and I can taste the ketchup and the mustard on the motherfucking chip. You got ketchup and mustard flavor crystals on this motherfucking potato chip, and it tastes like a goddamn cheeseburger, but you can't figure out anything else? What? Our priorities are a little fucked, but I'm just saying. still proud of our chip technology. It just baffles me sometimes when you do it and you were like the Quest taco chips? That shit is fucking amazing. You were like, they taste like tacos. What in the actual hell? Listen, I am from ye olde times where they were like, yeah, like, oh, it tastes like, and you're like, it does not taste like pizza. It doesn't taste like, it's good, but it doesn't taste like pizza. I am still waiting for a really good pizza chip. Come the fuck on. Pizza Pringles do not taste like fucking pizza. We still eat them, but they do not taste like pizza. Where the fuck are the good pizza chips? I want to say the pizzeria chips that Keebler used to make. I don't think they tasted like pizza, but they were fucking delicious. And they need to bring those back. But I'm afraid if they do, it's not going to be the same, even though right now my brain is like, I can still taste those. I still know how they taste. It's been 84 years. But I'm just saying, if Quest can make really good motherfucking chips that taste like fucking tacos, they should be able to make pizza ones! Damn! Anyway. So I bet those green pepper chips taste like green motherfucking peppers, is all I'm saying. Although, sometimes the dill pickle chips just taste weird. Not actual dill pickles in chip form. I mean potato chips that are... It's weird. You know what I meant. Anyway. With the end of our conversation, awkward silence swept over the room. I can't word. Hey, do you mind if I play a game? As he spoke, he pointed at the TV. I nodded for him to go ahead, and he got up to turn everything on. You have a cell phone charger? Feel free to do whatever. I'd play on my phone, but the battery's dead. If you want to wash your face, the washroom's over there. Toilet's to the right. You can charge your phone too. Cord's right there. I want to be like, it's a good thing we have the same phone cord, but like, aside from Apple, most phones have a Type-C charger now. But you remember back in the day when every fucking different phone had a fucking different cord, and you'd go to what kind of cord do you... no, your cord doesn't fit in my phone. Remember that bullshit? Man, I feel really fucking old. I think I'm gonna go lay on the couch and cry for a while. But, like, the modern day now with everyone's like, it's a Type-C charger. Oh, hell yeah! Woo! Did Apple ever get on that? Or you motherfuckers still have a different cord for every different version of phone? You're like, oh, no, I've got an iPhone this number. It's a totally different charging cord than your iPhone. Because they used to do that all the fucking time, too, just to be douchebags. You still dealing with that shit, Apple users? Anyway. Given the option, I chose to go wash off the stressful day. You could also charge your phone while you wash off the stressful day. You could do two things at once, technically. When I returned, Yofi was engrossed in some kind of zombie action video game. I didn't know much about games, but he seemed to be pretty skilled. I sat down next to him to watch him play and saw him slaying zombies one after another. I clapped with excitement after a neat move, and Yofi muttered in a small voice. I was going to be like, he's probably never had a girl watch him play video games and, like, clap excitedly. And I was like, I meant that as literally, like, he's probably not had a girl be like, yeah, watching him play video games excitedly. Without the whole, like, he's probably just never had a girl watch him play video games, let alone excitedly. Like, it was more the, like, you know what I mean? Like, the guy has his girlfriend over and he's playing video games and she's like, oh my god, why don't you pay attention to me? I can't believe you're playing games. But no, he's just never had a girl watch him play games, let alone enjoy watching him play video games. That is a whole new fucking world for this boy. It's not that impressive. It's just something I do in my free time. Yeah, but like, sometimes watching... Hi, hello. You don't have to clap for me playing a video game, but like... Sometimes it's fun watching people play games. Like, even if you're not playing, it's fun. Especially if it's a game that you're interested in. But, like, you know, like, I can't play, like, a lot of games. I suck at them. So it's like, oh, this game looks interesting. I would suck at it. I watch somebody else play it because, like, you're there for the story and the whatever. And the fact that, or like, hi, that's why you guys are here. Whether you've played this game or not. Some people will come and be like, I can't afford to buy every single motherfucking game that gets localized. Valid. And there might be ones you're like, I'd rather get A than B, and you come here to watch B. Or you play it, and then you're like, wait, I gotta see how the fuck you're gonna react to this shit. Right? That's why we're all here. to watch how I'm going to react to this bullshit and enjoy my commentary. And I appreciate that. I really do. But you know what I mean? Like, I do the same thing when I watch people play games. Like, oh, wait, I can't wait to see what they think of this. You know? That's how I found other channels that I like, you know? It's kind of like when I play Danganronpa, then I'm like, I gotta watch everybody else play this game because I gotta see what other people think. You know what I mean? You know? It's why you have so many people that you watch play, or me anyway, watch play The Sims. Because it's always different, but like, you know, I don't know. Anyway, so like, it's not that impressive. You just don't understand how the world works, Yofi. We'll teach you. Don't worry. The boy never leaves his house. You don't play. I told him I had a game console at my childhood home. I bought it when I was still a student and played casually when I had free time or had friends over. I reminisced how fun it was when we all got together to play, shouting and laughing. Yeah, I don't really have any friends, so I've never done anything like that. He's never played Wii Party. And I don't like playing with strangers. Valid, I don't either. Well, I don't know why I was reading like him. Okay, you guys aren't strangers, and also we're not technically playing together. I'm talking to myself, and then you're watching this later. It's different. This is the perfect way for an introvert to interact with people. Because I'm technically interacting with my imaginary friends right now. And then you watch it later, and I have no idea what the fuck I said by the time it posts. That's why sometimes people who comment are like, oh my god, yeah, no, I totally agree. And you're like, I have no idea what I said and what you're agreeing with. And I don't, should I be concerned? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I do the same thing, though, when I watch other channels, people, and I'll be like, oh my god, seriously, I know, for real, right? Like, I talk back to my TV like that person can hear me. Like, we're all a little insane. But this is the perfect way for introverts to interact. Because I'm interacting with you in your past. For me, you're going to see this in your future. It's my present, but it's... So we're interacting, just in different timelines. Like, so odd. But, like, getting online and playing an online game where there's other random strangers... Yeah, no, uncomfortable. Don't like it. Don't want to do it. Don't know how to act then, you know? Anyway, maybe the topic of friends was a minefield. I shut my mouth and let the conversation end. She should be like, yeah, I don't have any friends now either, but... Yofi, on the other hand, didn't seem to mind and continued playing his game. Hey, tell me something interesting. Huh? Well, I'm playing the game. You talk. But if you got nothing to say or if you're sleepy, you can go to bed. There was no way I could get comfortable and fall asleep in this situation. Also, you're like, am I going to sleep on this poop? He's going to be like, go upstairs to the bed. Sir, you haven't changed your sheets, first of all. Second of all, like, I mean, I'd totally be fine sleeping on the couch because it's your house, but you're also, there is no couch. So, and I wanted to take this opportunity to get to know him better. I racked my brain for a good conversation topic. Are we going to get choices? Hey, how about you tell me about your time in school? After what he just said about not having a social life, I had assumed this would be a sensitive topic. I was a little reluctant. Come on, out with it. He's like asking. He really wants to get to know us. Ow! That was not nice. You are being a very, very mean bird. I was petting you very nicely. You bit very hard. Don't give me that look. Don't give me that look. You're very mean. Great. And now you gotten disrupted, and now you definitely need to go potties. So now I gotta disrupt everybody for you, because you're being a jerk. What, I love you. You're just a big fat jerk. That was not very nice. I know sometimes pettin's hurts because I hit the pin feathers, but you know better than to bite that hard. And I just threw our tablet on the floor. And now we gotta... you're such a pain in the ass. I love you. Can you go there, please? Thank you. I don't know if I unplugged this by accident. Sorry, buddy. Good boy. I did not. Okay. We got the 72-foot head thing, but it's stuck all up in my fucking chair. Like, wrapped around the chair, wrapped around the thing, stuck on a pillow. It's like a minefield. You could jump rope on this fucking thing. Anyway, okay. Hold on. So, I began to nostalgically recount the stories of my high school life. I talked about the clubs I was in, the festivals I liked, My favorite teachers and the ones I hated, even my school lunches. Okay, that's a little too much detail. Who fucking remembers that? Except for, like, remember back in the day when they called it Mexican pizza because it was like a fucking octagon shape and it had yellow cheese on it and God knows what else. But those things were fucking delicious. Even if it was, probably Play-Doh. I don't even know anymore. Yofi continued gaming while listening to me, occasionally interjecting a question or comment here and there, with those things you had since you were in elementary school, but still. Well, look at that! We could have waited 2 minutes, and we would have basically been done. But you know what? No, you had to be mean. You had to be very means. And you think I'm going to give you some of my bread later when we have bread with our soups. You're right, I will. I want to be like, no, you don't deserve breads. I'm not giving you no breads. But of course I'm going to give you breads because you're cute and I love you. Even if you're a big, fat, nasty jerk bird. Oh, now you're being really nasty and mean. I'm going to take this beak and I'm going to keep it. I'm keeping it. It belongs to me now. Got your beak. I will. I'll keep it. I'll take it and I'll keep it. And you get it back after class when you learn how to be nice. You're a nasty boy. Anyway. We'll continue our conversation with Yofi hanging out at his house, having our slumber party. Oh my God. We're going to get flack for this on Monday morning. They're going to be like, your purse was here. I thought you were here. And you're like, yeah, no. So, how the fuck? Oh, wait. Do they work on Saturdays? Because it's a Friday night. How the fuck are we getting... Well, there might be someone there during the day on Saturday, but like otherwise, how the fuck are we getting in the building to get my keys and shit? Because then I'm just going to stay at his house all weekend? Huh. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.